fun. It's May. So that means readathons. I don't typically do like monthly TBRs, but there are 2 readathons that I really want to try and like complete in May, depending on time, and that's Misery May and Asian Readathon. So I've got the prompts here, I've got my books, and we're gonna basically go through the prompts for each readathon, and I'm going to tell you the books that I'm going to read for them. I'm a bit hesitant to put this TBR out because May is going to be hectic, but I really want to try and get to as much of these as I possibly can. So like, let's just get straight to it. We're going to talk about Misery May first. Now, Misery May is a readathon created by Scott at Gunpowder Plot and Fiction, sorry, and Gem from Gem of Books. And it's basically a readathon around Thomas Hardy, which, hell yeah. The only Thomas Hardy book that I've read was Jude the Obscure. I can never know how to say that word. Obscure. Jude. We're going to just call it Jude. I read Jude either last year or the year before. Can I say I really liked it? It was so depressing and melancholy, but the writing was truly exceptional. So I'm excited to read more Hardy in the month of May. So the first prompt for Misery May is to read a Thomas Hardy novel. Now I've decided to try and read The Return of the Native. This I don't actually know anything about. It is considered the most pagan of all of Hardy's works, which sounds kind of cool. It is against so-called Christian morality. The tragedy is set on bleak Egdon Heath, home of Damon Waldeave, a philandering publican who has finally married one of his loves. Oh, I don't really want to know too much about this because I kind of just want to read it and see what happens, but this is a Thomas Hardy novel that I'm reading. Very excited. I got this for like $1, $2 at this random person's house. I think she had like a Facebook marketplace listing and she had like a lot of Thomas Hardy novels. So this is what I'm reading for prompt number 1. Prompt number 2 is read a Thomas Hardy short story. So I actually have this short story collection called Wessex Tales, and I've just put in like the first short story to read, which is The Three Strangers. And I think I might see if I can read at least one short story like a week or something, like over the period of May, try and get through this, because like, that could be fun. But officially, The Three Strangers is the short story that I'm going to read for prompt number 2. And then we have read a miserable book. So I could use The Return of the Native for this prompt, but I also, well, I could also read Time is a Mother by Ocean Vuong. This is a poetry collection, but Ocean Vuong, regardless if it's poetry or if it's his like novel, he makes me cry. It's just the way it is. I love his writing so much. So this could be a miserable book. I was tempted to put A Little Life on this TBR, but then I realized that I needed to be mentally stable for the month of May. So it's not. And then the next prompt is read a book you associate with one of the words cliffhanger or undergarments. Now, I could have read a spicy book for this. And I kind of do have a spicy book on my TBR, but I decided instead to go like the cliffhanger route and maybe read The Memory Police by Yoko Ogawa. Now, why? This is sort of like a dystopian psychological thriller situation, and I thought cliffhanger, keep me on my toes. I think it's a really good book for this prompt. This has been on my TBR for literally years, and it's about an island of people. To the people on the island, a disappeared thing no longer has any meaning. It can be burned in the garden, thrown in the river, or handed over to the memory police. Soon enough, the island forgets it ever existed. If that's not cliffhanger, I don't know what is. I hope that's a good justification. Prompt number 5 is read a book you associate with one of the words buildings or architecture. I had a real struggle with this one, but I decided just to do Wessex Tales for this. That's why I would like to try and read this in the month of May, because Wessex Tales, the collection itself, according to the blurb, it is stories connected with that part of England known as Hardy's Wessex. So what better reason than to read this book for this prompt? You know what I mean? Now, prompt number 6 is read a book you associate with one of the words stars and astronomy. Now, this might be a stretch. This might be a stretch, but The Three-Body Problem by Cixin Liu. This is a sci-fi, and it's like a sci-fi. I'm guessing it's a conspiracy that spans light years. Okay, it's about space stuff. Like, there are moons, there are stars. So, is this too much of a stretch? I don't think so. Is it? I don't think it is. So we're gonna read The Three-Body Problem. Now, this, I'm pretty sure, is a trilogy. Yeah. That's my dog snoring. I think this is a trilogy. Yeah. So this will be really interesting. But this is like space stuff. So this is for prompt number 6. Now, that is for Misery May. Very excited about my little collection. How cute! And then for Asian Readathon. Okay, so Asian Readathon is a readathon that has been happening for a few years, and it was created by Cindy with Cindy. Everything will be down in the description box below. And prompt number 1 is read a book written by an Asian author. So I could literally choose any, because if you can't tell, most of the books on my TBR for May are written by Asian authors. But I've done like The Memory Police. I could also do Attack on Titan. I really do want to read this. This is the omnibus with volumes 1, 2, and 3. I really want to get into this manga, and this could be like a really fun this could be like a really fun reading experience for the month of May, because I won't have to use my brain too much, but we'll see. It's either this or The Memory Police, like any book really. Number 2 is read a book featuring a friendship between at least 2 Asian characters. For this, I'm using The Oleander Sword by Tasha Suri. These characters are Southeast Asian, I'm pretty sure. And this is the second book in the Burning Kingdoms trilogy. The first book being The Jasmine Throne, which I loved. It was absolutely fantastic. This features a friendship, more than a friendship. Could be more than a friendship. Could be a bit of a sapphic relationship between Malini and Priya. But there's also like a whole range of characters, and it's just fascinating and so well written and wonderful. Ah, he's so cute. That I really just wanted an excuse to read this. How exciting. Prompt number 3 is read a book written by an Asian author and or featuring an Asian character that is focused on identity and self-discovery. So for this, pretty easy, I'm going to read Time is a Mother by Ocean Vuong. Ocean Vuong typically writes about identity, self-discovery in his other works, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be similar, focusing more on his relationship with his mother and memory. So this one is going to be is going to shatter me. His books always do. And then we have prompt number 4, which is read a book written by an Asian author and or featuring an Asian character that shows them going on an adventure. So, I mean, I could also use the Oleander Sword. I could technically do Attack on Titan, but I'm gonna put the 3-body problem because, I mean, broadly speaking, the main character goes on an adventure to try and figure out what the F's happening with stuff. Like, there's an investigation to a mysterious online game in a virtual world, ruled by the intractable and unpredictable interactions of its 3 sons. And it's like there's this mystery, there's a conspiracy, and an extinction level threat humanity now faces. So I feel like that's adventurous, one could say. And then number 5, which is the last prompt, is read a book featuring an Asian character who is either a hot mess, famous, or eccentric. Now, I'm just going to put the memory police for this one because a young novelist discovers that her editor is in danger of being taken away by the memory police. She desperately wants to save him. For some reason, he doesn't forget, and it's becoming increasingly difficult for him to hide his memories. That sounds like a hot mess, and also a friendship. Very excited. So that's my little TBR. I feel like some of these are a bit of stretches, but what will most likely happen is a lot of doubling up for me, because again, month of May, kind of hectic. But if it was a fantastical, wonderful, perfect world, the month of May will see me reading most, if not all, of these. And then all will be great in the world. So yeah, here's hoping. But I'm really excited. I really hope that I'm able to do everything that I want to do, and I'm very excited about Misery May and Asian Readathon. So yeah, okay. My dog says bye-bye, and I will see you next week. Have a fantastic day, evening, night, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world, and just, yeah, take care, friends. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.